folks, welcome back to the FrostyWhiskers. Now, it's been a week since I have played on here because of being away and things, so I don't really remember what I said at the end of the last video. That's how these things work. I know that we're working towards getting the bot assembler unlocked because we need more bots, so that's what we're going to look at. Something that I wanted to check was the fishing flags. I didn't think they were different, and I just wanted to check that. Yeah, they are the same. The deep fishing flag and the shallow fishing flag do produce the same amount of fish. That's cool. I guess so Namur asked about why I didn't permanently switch to using the deep fishing flags, and I guess the sensible thing to do would be to switch to using them because they're closer to everything else. So let's grab the automation rules, apply them to these guys, which should unpause them? Question mark? I guess we want to manually unpause them then. I'm also going to actually, before we do that, I'm going to change the prioritization to be based off of, and I guess I need to come into the constructor to do that now. We want district stock of fishes, and if we go for less than maybe 20, less than 20, not 290, we will work a priority high, save. So let's get rid of you and get rid of you. We will then duplicate that, invert that, make it 30. Save, come into the constructor and set that to normal. Save and close. Then let's copy that, apply that to those. We're going to come in here. We're going to turn off the automation on all of these and pause them. Pause you, and then we will unpause all of you. And yeah, I guess it just makes sense because they're closer to things. And actually, it would probably make sense to move you to there and maybe you to there. I guess you're colliding. Maybe 3's enough. I don't want to jink the path out. How are we doing for logs? I've got 39 logs. We've got plenty of science. We could Yaris, and we could put you there. Once we've got those built, I'll get rid of those two. But yeah, I guess they're closer. I mean, we could do that as well to make it even a little bit closer. Right, so that's that sorted. We are working on ripping out the scrap metal. That's cool. That's in. Power wise, we're pretty good. Food wise, we're pretty good. There was a question about whether this was making sad soup. It is not actually running currently because it is low on snow. I guess it just needs the haulers to bring it some snow, which is fine. We could maybe make it so we have a beaver in here more to increase the productivity, because then the beaver will do all of the hauling. Yeah. Now, I was asked about the fact that this uses... I don't actually remember. Do I have this active on here? I may or may not. I may have bobbing about script pack enabled, and we may be getting custom beavers. I've been experimenting with it. On my other series, if you're a patron or a YouTube channel member now, you will get a custom beaver because I've got that working. Anyway. Sorry, easily distracted brain. Yeah, so we use 24 logs a day to run these. And obviously this doesn't produce a lot of logs. But this is not the long-term solution for production of logs. Don't worry. I mean, we could switch to the electric camp not fire, which is much more efficient. It does heat a smaller area, but runs on power. And we are producing quite a bit of power. Heats a smaller area, but, you know, we could do that. We could do that. I don't know. We are quite low on beaver embryos now, but we've got our population where we want it, so maybe we'll be okay. Maybe we'll be okay. Right. If we want to start making more bots, we do need potentially a bigger population, but we might just have to get by with the population that we've got because of the beaver embryos. And Pan did mention in a comment on here that the next update might be a little while because currently he is struggling to update the mod because of updates to things. So anyway, tents. This guy. We need more carbon fibers. We need more iron bars. And we've got a reasonable amount of nano machines, so that's quite good. We have a drought approaching. That's not a massive problem. We could do with scrap metal being brought over now. I guess that's just a case of collecting. We have 50 odd scrap metal, so, you know. If they do that, that would be nice. We have most of the resources, so... And my biggest concern is nano machines. So I'm going to place down the bot tent. Don't crash game. Don't crash game. Okay. There are not enough slots in for all the visitors. Interesting. I've not seen this bug before. All right, we're back with my very, very, very limited knowledge of how things work in Timberborn. I've gone in and made a very noddy change. It doesn't actually appear to have rippled through properly. Because what I did is went in and changed a number in the blueprint to tell it that you could only have 9 workers. It still seems to think I can have 10. So I don't know how this is going to work, but it's at least let me place it. I have let Lapan know that there is an issue with this. The power connection is down here, so we're going to have to run power. But it at least lets me start building this thing, which is good. If we look in the tent at the recipe, there's quite a lot that we need. Currently, we can't make nuclear fuel unless I cheat and put down the old auto chem lab. Up to you guys on your preference. I can either cheat in more nuclear fuel or I can cheat in the old building. You guys decide. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in some storages around this for the resources that we need. So we're going to unlock the small warehouse because it will make it quicker when we have to start building. So we need nuclear fuel. I probably put down some of the wrong types of storage. So, yeah. We need gold bars, I believe it was. Tents. Gold bars. Yep, we need... let's get rid of you. We do need some nano machines, so we'll leave you there. And then we need piles, small piles. Big piles are just nasty, folks. They hurt. And you, I believe. So, yeah. That's all of the resources we will need. So let's start working. We do need to make more carbon fibers. And I remember what I said last time is I was going to put in another another oil well. And I think probably, where does it make sense to put it? Maybe over here? Maybe over here. I mean, it uses beavers. I mean, there's power here, so excavation, oil well, put it there. We do want to put in this guy at some point as well. So we should look at doing that. We are okay for ice crystals at the moment. There's all of these down here as well. So yeah, we'll be okay. We're up to 50 scrap metal. So probably I can ease up on these guys. And I think the way to do that is just to reduce the priority on them. That'll probably work. Do you actually have scrap metal? You don't. Do we have haulers going? We don't. I think we should make sure that haulers are kind of a medium priority, because we really do want haulers working. And because I reloaded the save, I've lost the changes I made to the fishing flags because it crashed. So let's do that. We'll edit the rule on these guys and then we'll move it across. So we're going to get rid of you. We're going to come into the rule constructor. We're going to do district stocked fishes less than 20. We are going to worker priority high, save, duplicate, invert, constructor, normal, and 30. Save and close. Let's just check that. Yep, that's okay. So copy, bosh. We can then automation, stop the automation on all of those and pause them. And we want to copy you, put you there. And we want to, I mean, we could unlock the overhanging walkway. I mean, it's 16 logs. There's only 4 more logs, and it's kind of cool. Yeah, let's do that. It's kind of cool. I kind of like it. And do that. Yeah, let's do that. And then we'll put back the path that we put in there as well. And we'll just let the fish stock run down, and then I'll re-enable. Automation will take care of re-enabling those. I have let Igor, the creator of Advanced Automation, know about the issue around automating the logs on here. He's going to have a look at that for me, so that's cool. The other change that we made is we made that a normal priority so that we get a worker in there. Now, I was asked about regrowing pine trees or regrowing trees, and to do that we need to put in a heating grid. And yet that, yes, you can then get these trees to regrow, and long term that is the strategy. So we're going to preserve some of these trees. I should have put in the grid cutting mod, which I haven't done. But if we get super low on logs, I'll do something with that. But for now, I think we're okay. And yeah, we probably are going to want to push the population up a bit, but we are down to only 40 odd embryos. So again, Lapan commented on one of the previous videos that my strategy for population is not what he had anticipated on. and I'm consuming embryos faster than he expected. And currently we don't have a method for breeding beavers other than embryos, so I'm probably going to have to add some more in to keep things going. Because there are things that only beavers can do, there are things that only bots can do. So, yeah. But we'll work with what we can work with, so it's fine. What I might do... yep, that's going to go in, so we'll get to that. But we are very low on oil because of the nature of how things are set up. We are full on bad water, which is quite nice. But I think maybe we prioritize this over the other stuff, because then we can get the other petroleum pump in and be pumping petroleum. And I think we'll actually run on double speed for a change. I know. Get me being all wild and crazy. Yeah. So we'll keep an eye on the number of logs, and if we need to, I'll put in a bit of a checkerboard pattern. And we could do similar over here as well, because we could put in some power generation over here and look to make this a regenerating forest. That would be perfectly fine. Yeah. So I wish the bad water was a slightly darker color, but you know, it is what it is, folks. It is what it is. Yeah. So we're in a relatively good place. I can't start making the carbon fibers because we need sulfur. We've got plenty of plastic paint, so I'm going to leave it on this, but we're actually rather than being full, let's put in a storage for the mountain salt. Or can we change one of these? Can this store mountain salt? It cannot. So what about one of these guys? Carbon fibers we're generally moderately low on. Actually, we could. No, we probably need that. How are we doing for bugs? We're eating all of the bugs. Storage warehouses. Let's put in a small warehouse just here for... No, it's a pile. No more piles jokes. Don't worry, folks. Small pile for salt. And I'm going to prioritize building that so we get it done a little bit quicker. We're still churning through explosives, and I think we've got enough of that now. So I'm going to pause those. We've put in all the nano machines, and I'm comfortable with how many nano machines we've got. So we'll get a second builder on the case. I could pause science. I could. With 10k science, we could afford to pause it. Wondering, do we have in here... I don't think in this version we do. I think in the experimental branch, we can access the amount of science that's stored. Then we could automate it off of that. So if the science got low, we could have it come back on. But yeah, so who have we got here? Who are you? You are someone I don't recognize because I don't know the Timberborn community particularly well. Yeah. I don't think my custom beavers will work. I'm not sure. I'll try it. And I'll try adding it. With the population so small, there's probably a low likelihood that they will appear. But, you know, we can give it a try. We can give it a try. It would be kind of cool to have the custom beavers in here. Yeah. Do I start building the power grid out? Now that will mean that I need to do... And we've got a power line that runs along here, so that would be perfect. So what we need to do is start installing a bunch of these heated ground rails. So what we'd want to do is... let's delete this bit of path. And for starters, we want to come in and cut out lines of essentially every third strip of trees. There and there. And what that's going to let us do is then come in and unmark all of that for now. Just for the future. And we'll do the same coming across this way. Because we might as well extend it in both directions. Nothing wrong with being bi-directional, folks. Nothing wrong with being bi-directional. Is this actually working now? Really inefficiently. Really inefficiently. Actually, maybe really efficiently because it's doing one at a time. So maybe I deprioritize that. That is prioritized. We just don't have enough haulers, I think. Maybe I've got too many things prioritized by haulers. So yeah, and that's paused, so let's not have that prioritized. In terms of storage, is not so much actually. So the 2 scrap metals are, but that's fine. You are, that's fine. Yeah, I think we're okay. I think we're okay. How are we doing for nano machines? Okay, we've still got some gold bars, which is good. That's almost built. Let's run on triple speed. Power-wise, we're okay. Food, we're going to be fine. Snow, we're okay. Fish oil, we're okay. We could maybe do with another cooking tent. Maybe I put another cooking tent in. Because we're not really keeping up with the old sad soup. So let's put you in, but let's have you not be starved. Yeah, we still need lots of carbon fibers, which means we do need more of the oil. So now we're not running explosives. We might end up stockpiling that. Right, you're in. So we now want excavation, oil well. That needs carbon fibers as well, which kind of sucks. Are you connected to power? Not sure. So I'm going to prioritize the build of that as well. What automation do you have? Yeah, that'll be fine. Let's bung you there. So we really, really do need to run carbon fibers. So I'm going to pause you and I'm going to switch you on. We have technically enough. I keep saying oil and petroleum. It's because this to me looks like an oil drop. No, it's not. But yeah. Oh, cool fact. I didn't know. Because I joked about this using fish. Someone pointed out that fish oil was used as part of the process to make glycerine, which was then used to make nitroglycerine, which was used to make explosives during, I think, World War II. So it's not as far-fetched as it sounds. Cool fact, I didn't know. And I like learning stuff. So yeah, that was kind of cool. So yeah, Lapan bringing in some history knowledge for some of us there. We like learning here. But that was some cool knowledge on my part. So yeah, appreciate that. Appreciate that little bit of edumacation that I picked up. Right, how are we doing? Carbon fibers as the drought begins, but I think we'll be okay. So yeah, more oil needed probably, but it's actually petroleum. But you know. We do have all of the iron bars in though, so that's pretty awesome. Gonna just come in here and do a pause on construction. So this building has a negative effect on the beavers. While they work in here, it causes something called despair. Now, I think there is a way for it to go down, but I don't remember what it is. So, Lapan, if you're watching, maybe you can comment and let people know what that is. We are out of logs. So let's get another lumberjacking, because they do have logs to cut down, so that's cool. We do have nano machines, so that's good. It's just the carbon fibers that we need, so if they can get that going, that'd be very nice. Thanking you. And once we've produced those, I will probably get some more nano machines made, because we need nano machines to make the bots. So, and I would like to get bots made. I would like to go up to at least 4 again. Now, with our relatively small population, we do have the problem that how are we doing on these? They've got a little way to go yet. That's fine. We do have the problem that we probably can't throw 9 beavers at building bots. So, you know. And, you know, based on that, we should probably think about putting in some more tents. And maybe actually what we do first is we look at replacing some of these, certainly some of these crappier tents. Yeah, so, but we'll get done what we're going to get done. Carbon fibers, it's always carbon fibers at the moment. So, yeah, which is waiting on petroleum. So, which we will hopefully get sorted in the morning. Right, I've gone back into the mod again and edited the blueprint for this again. So I've actually found the right section to modify now, hopefully. And yay! I don't think we lost too much progress there. So that's cool. I think it makes sense to make a few more carbon fibers first. And yeah, I've actually reduced the number of workers now to 9. So we need to make more. I think if we make another batch of carbon fibers, just so we've got some stored up, we need some nuclear waste. So let's recover some nuclear waste. These are eating so many logs at the moment. They are not working brilliantly. This will be a much better solution. Assuming we have sufficient power, which I think we do. We can always extend the power grid as well. If we put in I mean, you can't quite reach far enough. If I grab you and put you there, and make sure that those are marked as a priority. If we cut those out, we can put another gravity battery here to store even more power, which will be good. Yeah, right, so we've got that done. So I'm going to pause you now, and we're going to start making more nano machines, because we are very low on nano machines. So get to work, fella, because we need to stockpile some, and then we can start making more bots. Right, next step. So these need to be on a path. They are not happy if they are not on a path. So we'll put the first one there. It's not absolutely perfect because there's no ground for the first bit. So we'll go there, and then we'll go there, and I guess we want to cut out that tree. I'm assuming they can reach it. Yeah, they just haven't got to it yet. So, and then we'll extend along there. So, yeah, hopefully they'll cut that tree down at some point. mark some more trees for... Actually, no, we won't. We'll let them focus on cutting down the trees we need them to cut down first. Actually, we don't need you to cut down that one yet. I guess, really, we didn't want you to, we don't want you to cut down the very, very end trees of the line, because we want them to be able to spread around, and you may be able to hear that very loud aeroplane going over. Apologies if you can. It was kind of a bit late for me to do anything about, so yes. Right, B for duplicate path. There we go. And these use a very small amount of fish oil, so we will make sure they are prioritized by haulers. Bosh, bosh, bosh. Awesome. We can... Actually, I'm going to let you run for a bit and stockpile some of the stuff that we need. What are you waiting on? Nuclear waste. Okay, where did the nuclear waste that I deleted go? Let's do another one. Assuming I actually deleted a nuclear waste. I can't remember. Yep. We have fish. We now have sad soup, which is good. You are paused because rules, I guess. Yeah. You are... You should be paused, but you are not. Which is interesting. Oh, you're resumed, but you're not. Okay. I don't know. I'll double check those rules off camera so you guys don't have to sit and worry about me faffing with those, because not everyone wants to watch a bunch of automation stuff. So yeah. Well, let's get this in, because this is, you know, quite a good step for progress. This is about the only time I will mess around with natural tree growth. And I'm not actually sure if it's really viable or not as a strategy. So I tried this the last time I played FrostyWhiskers. I am not convinced that it worked sufficiently. Let's cut you down. Prior to that, I always planted just a big grove of birch trees. Yeah. So I'm gonna delete the automation on you. You're a forester flag. You are not what I wanted. I want a flag. Lumberjack flag. You are growing incredibly slowly because you keep switching off, but that's fine. You're at least growing, so you know that's good. Where do you keep putting that darn nuclear waste? You must be going into a builder flag, so we'll just prioritize it and see if they actually bring it over. But yeah, so you can see now that the heating has cleared off the snow, so this will allow trees to spread. And what we want to do then is mark some of these trees to be cut. How many? Good question. Well asked. I am not entirely certain on the density that you're supposed to do for encouraging natural tree growth or not. not my area of expertise. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to get them to cut all of the pine trees down on this side, and we'll plant birches over here. That means this is going to become where we get our pine resin from. So that'll be fine. Sad soup stocks are better. Why does our nuclear waste keep disappearing? Where is it going? I am very confused. Let's prioritize that. That's prioritized. So you are going to... You'll build a flag, and then you're picking it up, and you're taking it to the tent. You put it in the tent, and you've built it. So now we can delete for some less desirable tents. And I'm going to duplicate you, and I'm going to put you there. And I think then what we'll do is, yeah, we've got a bunch of explosives. Let's strip mining. Let's strip mine you out. We'll strip mine this corner out, and we'll put a tent under there as well. So we've got 156 nano machines. I think that's plenty. Which means we can have another builder beaver. We've got 26,000 sites room. Realistically, we could have another one coming off of that as well. I think you're just waiting to actually build stuff at this point. We've got 48 logs. So I'm going to pause one of you guys. Yep, that'll be fine. We've got 50 mountain salt now, so I think we could pause that because they seem to be producing way more than we're actually using. We've got plenty of those, so I'm going to pause that. And I'm going to put in a couple more hauler flags. We've actually got some spare beaver, which is nice. Do we have the resources? I think we do. Yep. Let's build our first bot. It's going to take 2 days. We will also prioritize it by haulers. So, yeah, these guys will end up with the despair negative trait, but yeah. And I said, I'm going to pause the game just in case we have, or save the game just in case we have any more issues with the bot tent. But yeah, so this is one of the reasons that I wanted quite a lot of nano machines is, although it takes 50 to build the bot, this thing will suck in a lot of nano machines. But that will be awesome if we can get that up and running. I didn't place the actual heated bits. That was a bit of a rookie mistake. So let's carry on with this process, and we need to, you are marked to be cut. That's good. Just haven't got to you yet, so let's duplicate you, put you there, and eventually we're going to put you there and run you through to there for now. How's our grid looking? Fine, but a little bit more stressed, but that's okay because we'll put in more storage shortly. We are also running this guy, which is quite power hungry, so you know, that is okay. Oh, we've got trees up here, so let's grab you, duplicate you, put you there. And I think I'm just going to save. I think we can do a ready to harvest. Collect greater than or equal to 1. Resume, save, duplicate, invert, save and close. We can at least do that. So let's do that. Let's make sure they are all marked for cutting. Awesome. Are you getting built? You are. We just need the nuclear waste. So let's get that going. Nice. We've got a whole load of scrap metal. Did I automate those? I did, but I automated them quite aggressively. So, you know, we'll let them keep collecting it because we will want at some point to make a bunch more of the words. Iron bars. Those were the words I was looking for. So, yeah. Let's grab ourselves a little bit of a thumbnail, shall we? So I don't forget. But yeah, you can see dudes are building bots. That will cause us some issues with staffing, but, you know, I think that's fine because we need the bots. And that's where having a bigger population is really nice. We do now have accommodation for 25, I think. So 4, 8, 17 plus 8, yeah, 25. So let's adjust this up to 25. Copy. I think we are going to want a bigger population. That would be good. And we've instantly got another beaver squirt out, which is kind of cool. And so the nice thing about this approach that was suggested to me with advanced automation is these will all be in various states. So quite quickly we should push that population up, which will be good. No, not 30 times, 3 times speed. So that's all running. Those are getting built. We're getting trees cut down, and we should then start to get baby. We have got baby trees spawning. Nice. You've done your job, so you can go home, and we're going to do power, gravity battery there. And can they reach that? They can. And we've got, I think, pretty much everything to build it. So that should be pretty cool. And then we need to do a... this is going to be a bit of a faff, actually. I'm going to pause that. Yeah, this is a bit of a pain in the butt, actually. Because these connect power on the side. So, yeah, let's let them finish building it. We're going to unpause you, and we're going to do you and you. And although it doesn't make any difference, I'm going to unmark all of this stuff. Yeah, because what we're going to need to do is come around and in here. So, but yes, we need you to come do your job, dude. With a quick, well, not with a quickness. It'd just be nice to get that done. Because we have an excess of power, so, you know. If you could just come help, that'd be lovely. Let's come in here and mark some of those now, and some of those. As long as we leave a few, we'll be good. you can reach loads of that area. So we'll just leave you to keep working on chopping down trees, and then we can go duplicate, bosh, and you are done. And yeah, I just want to increase the amount of power that we can actually store. And you should now be charging up, and that gives us 140,000 stored power, which is way better. And we have 4 despairing beavers. We have forced our beavers to work building their oppressors, and we now have 4 bots. Awesome. So where do we want to put our 4th bot to work? Probably on nano machines, if we can. Looks like we're out of gold bars, actually, so what we might need to do is put you to work there. In preparation, going to get you going. But yeah, we are low on nano machines, which kind of sucks because it's basically because these guys have sucked up all of the nano machines, but it's kind of fine, but kind of annoying. Why are you not picking? Okay, just because there's no storage space for ice blocks, that's fine. So let's strip mine that out. Why did it go all the way up there? It's just ice blocks, that's fine. As soon as we get a gold bar, but these guys have pulled in the gold bars as well. Yeah. So that's annoying. But let's keep strip mining back here. While we can. Because was this full of gold bars now? Yeah. So the next lot of gold bars should become a net positive. More excavation, please. I'm going to slow down the game a little bit, actually. How are we doing for everything else? We've got sad soup, we've got snow, we've got food, we've got that. Yeah, we just need the nano machine so we can repair the bots. Got a gold bar, so pause you, put you in there. And you are making nano machines. Awesome. We have 5 despairing beavers. That's kind of the nature of things. Yep. Did I mark all of those to be cut? I did. We just need them to get to cutting them. That's all good. That's all good. We've caught up with that. So that's good. Yep. That's going to be the ice blocks. Yeah, that's fine. I'm guessing that's one. Yep. Delete that. Awesome. We could actually do with making a few more of other things as well, but you know. We'll let you run, and I was going to say we should get nano machines back, but I'm guessing. Oh, there is some in there. Cool. Because I'll stop this when we get to 5 bots for now. I don't really want any more than that. We don't really need another 10. I don't think we don't need more than 30 beavers. That's fine. We should be pretty good for beavers once we pause this. And if we look at our bots, are there? And the older ones are getting a bit old, but actually they've lasted reasonably well. So, you know, and we're in a pretty much better space now. Is that words? And I think we should start looking towards Big Brain. Now, Big Brain requires big construction. And the first thing we're going to do is put in some power generation over here. So let's start to narrow this river down. We can do that from this side where we've got the now, are we going to still have this river flowing? No, not really, but let's do this for now. Do I need all of that infill? Not really. Let's get rid of that. Let's grab path and run that along there. Now let's build all of that in. Yep. Let's do that. Have we got our fifth bot yet? Once we get our fifth bot, I'm probably going to stop. I'm not actually sure how long I've been recording. Let me just quickly check that. 25, 30, yeah. About 50 minutes. Okay. It's a bit shorter than normal, but we'll go a little bit longer. Come on. Hopefully you can't hear my neighbour's shit music playing, because otherwise that's going to have really fucked up my video. Apologies for all the swearing. Right, so we've now got 5 bots. Let's make a few carbon fibres before we get them on building work. Because we can. We might actually want to do a bit of strip mining. And I think I'm going to do a bit more along the back here. Just because that kind of makes sense, I think. There's going to be a lot of strip mining happening soon. So, the large brain. This thing consumes a lot of water, bad water, whatever this fluid is. And so we need to put it in a tank, and then we need to have a reservoir to get us through bad tides and things. So that's what we're going to plan for. But what I want to do is have over here, I mean, we have got charging here, but we probably want to have some network stuff over here, maybe some charging and repairing. So let's be kind of sensible and plan for that, because this is going to be quite a big construction project. So and realistically we probably want even more bots. But there's a bit of work to do before we can really scale things up. And I'm also aware that we're now out of embryos. So that's a thing. We do have breeding pods that are stacked up. So, yeah. But currently, we don't have the mechanism for producing beavers organically. So we're just going to have to cheat in more breeding pods. Not more breeding pods, more embryos. Because we have raced ahead of Lapan and his ability to update the mod, which is fine, you know. But yes, the next thing that we're going to work on is getting in the capability to run the large brain. But I think we're going to leave it there, folks. Feels like we have taken a leap forwards. We've got the ability now for trees to repopulate. You can see there are some pines coming in. My plan is to also put in... we can start building that quickly, actually. I'm going to go all the way to the end there. It's not quite perfect, but actually it does work out. There. Power. You don't need anything. We're going to need to move some of these, but we probably don't need as many. Anyway, let's get some more path. Put you out there. Grab you. 1, 2, 3. Grab the copper. Grab you. And I'll put a forester flag in, and we'll start planting birches on this side because they will regenerate. Well, they can be planted, so we're not relying on the spawning. But obviously, they're not quite as efficient in terms of tree regrowth. So, you know, there's that. But I think we've got to a relatively good place. Let's switch copper on. Because I think we're going to need some more of that. That's getting built, which is awesome. Do we have... I don't have as much rock as I thought, so, but that's fine because we're going to start strip mining soon. We're going to end up strip mining. So I'm going to redirect this way. We're going to be strip mining out a bunch of this down to here and making a reservoir up here. The machine brain is going to go here. This is going to sit in here in a tank and just generate insane amounts of science. The cool thing is this doesn't need a bot. It just sits there generating insane amounts of science while it's covered in bad water. Longer droughts will cause problems with that. You know. Anyway, that is it for today, folks. Hope you've enjoyed that. Feels like we're in a pretty good place, apart from the embryo problem. But we will get around that by cheating. Because the next step of being able to organically breed beavers is not available to us. So, yeah. It will come in time, but currently it's not there. But yeah, I'm going to set some power generation up here. We can actually tap it back into the grid as well because the main grid is just here, which is cool. We've got a lot of power storage now, which is also good. This will be temporary. Obviously, if we're going to remove the ability for water to flow into here, and I'm ultimately going to be extending this out. So, but for now, it'll be useful because this is quite a long building project. Yeah. Anyway, thanks to the patrons and the YouTube channel members. Interested in either of those, there are links down below. And I will see you all next time.